Howdy, Possum Patty here, and today I am making buttons. These are the rustic wood-looking buttons made from corrugated cardboard. So let me show you how I made these. First, you will need some packaging that's corrugated cardboard. That's the kind that has 3 layers with the wrinkly stuff in the middle. A pencil, a button to pose as a model. This is my model for today. I am just going to trace the button onto the cardboard with a pencil, and I am going to mark where the holes are. Next, you'll need a pair of scissors to cut it out. It's easier to cut out if you don't have a lot of excess cardboard around. Okay, now I just have an old magazine, and I'm going to take my sharp awl, AWL, and poke where I mark the holes. Now this is just to mark where they are on the other side, because I am going to be working on the cardboard side. So just going to poke them back through, get them started. And then I'm going to pick it up and run that tool in a little deeper, make the holes larger, like so. Okay, next I am going to take my thumb and press it down where I can feel the corrugated parts of the cardboard. And what I'm doing is making a little bit of the wood grain, like that. So now it has some extra texture to it. And next I'm going to take some watercolors. This is a mix of brown-like colors, umbers and burnt umbers and Van Dyke brown. And then I'm probably putting in a little of this red color up here, which is like a burnt sienna. I'm just starting with a lighter color, getting the whole button wet. And now I'm going to take some of the darker colors and follow the little imprints I made with my thumbnail. So I'm sort of making the grain show up a little bit more on the button. And I just do this a couple times. You don't want it even looking, you want it more natural. A little bit of this red on top. Like so. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. It gets just a little lighter when it's dry. Okay, now I'm going to use, there's a variety of different things you can use. You can use acrylic black. This just happens to be acrylic black gesso. And I'm going to use a small brush. I'm just going to take the small brush now with the black gesso, and you can zoom in a little bit more here. The first thing I'm going to do is just put some black around the holes. And now I'm going to go all around the edge. This kind of gives it that little bit of wood burning tool look. I was watching BettsyDoodle make buttons, and it looked like so much fun. I just had to try it for myself. So I'm starting off with the rustic wooden looking ones. Okay, I've covered all around the edge, and next thing I'm going to do is just put it down there for a second. And make that black edge around the top a little thicker. Okay, the black's done. I'll let that dry. Okay, the black is dried. And now I'm just going to put one layer of Mod Podge. This is the Gloss Water-Based Glue Sealer and Finish. If the Mod Podge looks like it's clogging up your buttonholes, just take your pokey tool and clean out the holes a little bit. And don't forget to get the Mod Podge off of your tool. I just dunked mine in water, wiped it with a paper towel. Now my little button is dry. The little bit of Mod Podge on there gives it a sort of a varnished look. I love the way it looks like it's got some wood grain in there. And to finish these off, as you can see from my little collection here, I use a little bit of embroidery thread to stitch through the middle. So I used a little bit of gold, a little bit of green, and blue, and orange. So this last button, I'm going to finish off with some blue. So my needle is threaded, and I'm just using the embroidery thread hole. I'm not splitting it at all. And you take the button, coming through from the back. Leave a little bit to tie off. And I've been doing these with a X stitch. It's once and twice. I'm going to put one more over here. Like that. Got my little X in the middle. And I'm just going to slide the needle off and tie this. So that's just, whoops, one knot. And 2, and 3 is the magical number. And I'm going to trim off those ends, like snip, snip. And there you have it. My collection of rustic wood buttons made from corrugated cardboard. And I'll be using these probably in my nature junk journal made from a little golden book, or my November Thanksgiving junk journal. So thanks for coming along today. Happy making. Bye-bye now.